not do anything in a vacuum. The story of Jonah is about 4 chapters in the Bible. It's a very short story. You need to read it. Jonah is the reluctant prophet. God says to him, go to the city of Nineveh and tell them that if they do not repent, I will destroy this city. Jonah hates the people of Nineveh because they are pagans. And so Jonah runs away from the Lord. He gets into a ship, it takes off, and everything that happens is the result of Jonah. The waves are going over the ship. The ship is being tossed to and fro. Jonah says to the pagan people who are running the ship, throw me over, it's all my fault. I am running away from the Lord. The pagan men and women have more kindness than Jonah. They said, oh no, we do not throw you over. We'll throw over all our cargo. And maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to go into safe harbor. So they threw away all the cargo. And still, the ship was being tossed to and fro. Finally, Jonah said, if you don't throw me over, you're all going to die. So they throw Jonah over, and he is swallowed by a fish. But you see, the whole point is, Jonah is in the midst of darkness, in the midst of despair. He is in the midst of pain. You see, most people come to God when they're in the midst of darkness, in the midst of pain, in the midst of despair. Unfortunately, when we have to wait for that time, that we reach the lowest of the low, unfortunately. It's not always that way, but most people do it that way. When they come to the conclusion, all their resources just aren't enough. So Jonah repents, and the fish spews him out on the land. And now, this is what we hear. Jonah goes to Nineveh. To the pagan says, 40 days if you don't repent, you're going to be destroyed. He's so delighted to talk about destruction. You see, God touched the hearts of the Ninevites. And they repented. Not only did they repent, but he saw by their deeds that they repented. They put on sackcloth. They called a fast. They bowed low. You see, Jonah running away from God had consequences. When you run away from the Lord, I'm going to tell you, things are going to happen. Especially if his hand is on your head. Then we look at the gospel. You know, we kind of look at the gospel as a fairy tale. Here's this Jesus, this itinerant preacher, who's walking by the Sea of Galilee. He sees Peter and Andrew, their brothers, they live together. And he says, come and follow me. And they leave their nets and they follow Jesus. But you know what? We never think of the reality that when we make a choice, there are consequences to those choices. Peter and Andrew had to go home and tell their wives that, you know what? No more were they in the fishing business, but now they were going to follow Jesus. And they had to take the heat. Things just don't happen. Peter has a mother-in-law, probably children, and they're saying, how stupid are you? This is dumb. How are we going to support the family? We're just about getting through now. Things have consequences. When we take action, they always have consequences. And action causes a reaction, both on earth and in heaven. And then there's the 2 young children of Mr. Zebedee. Jesus walks by them as they're washing their nets. Come and follow me. And they leave their father flat. And I can just see the father with the mouth open saying, where are you going? There's consequences. Then, father is now left with his business all alone. He had a business with his children. Now, he's going to deal all alone. And I'm going to tell you, he wasn't very happy. When we do something, when we make choices, there are always results to those choices. They just don't happen. Somebody leaves their business and they're going to start their own business. I'm going to tell you, there are going to be consequences to that. Because at least they had steady employment, that they had some health insurance. But now they have to depend upon God and upon their hard work. You see, every action has a reaction. In the physical world, in the emotional world, and in the world of heaven. St. Paul says today, time is running out. Time is running out. He said this 2,000 years ago. Time is running out. People that are married should live as if they're not married. People that are single should live for the Lord. Time is running out. The Lord is coming. It's the time of fulfillment. Now, this is the way Christians should be living in the world, as if time is running out. Because the world, as we know it, St. Paul says, is passing away. And unless we are lights in the world, we're useless. Unless I'm a light in the world, I'm useless. Unless I'm salt, I'm useless. I've got nothing to give. It would be better for me to be dead. Because time is running out. And we don't take these things seriously. It's almost like, we hear these words, and they're nice words, they leave everything, and things are going to be fine, it's going to be sweet when they go home. I don't think so. I just don't think so. Jonah is the reluctant prophet who goes to Nineveh. And if you read the book of Jonah, everybody gets converted but Jonah. This week I received a call on Monday. I was asked that people had been praying for this little girl who had been helping to clean up a trailer. And the trailer was filled with mold, and as a result of it, she threw some blood clots, and she had 2 strokes, and is blind.